Hello students, welcome again to this next video lecture. Before proceeding further, again I will repeat some content that is we studied about the body language presentation skills. Okay, these things we have already studied, and right now we are going to study most important content that is useful for our PPT presentation. Those contents are related to visual aids. Okay, so see here, uh, what are the purposes of visuals. Okay, before studying the purpose of visuals, we must know what are the visuals contain. Okay, so pictures, photographs, graphs, pie charts, maps, diagrams, aerial view, a model, blueprint, these are the things called as a visuals that you use in your PPT presentation. Okay, so the purpose of visuals are to illustrate key points, reinforce verbal message, they stimulate audience interest and focus audience attention. These are the purpose of visuals, and by keeping these purposes of visuals, here some guidelines are given. So what are those guidelines? See, no long sentences or bullets must be used in your PPTs. Then appropriate font size should be there in your PPTs. Then appropriate colors, spell check every slide, check visibility, speak to the audience, not the visual. Stop talking when making adjustment to equipment. Suppose you are doing any adjustment to your devices, then stop talking. Hmm? Then remove or change visuals when finished with topic. Then do not leave visual aids too long, and decide how to advance slides. Then these are the things considered as a supporting material. Okay, so how it is profitable for us? Let us see here. We may have some questions regarding this one. Okay, so what are those questions? See, are they visible in the back row? Then are they relevant to your presentation? Then are they short so they don't distract the audience too much from the oral portion of the presentation? And are they well timed in relation to your presentation? If you go through this supporting material, then means you if you go through these things while using your supporting material that you use for making your presentation skill effective. So, okay, see, another thing is mentioned here, that avoid complicated derivations, which is very difficult to uh, comprehend there, and very difficult to understand to the audience, because you are going to make your presentation effective, short and small. For that purpose, avoid complicated derivation. The things you should watch out for before proceeding your presentation, so that those are standing in a position where you obscure the screen. These things these things you should avoid. Then getting lost in digression. Most of the time, while giving the explanation or giving the example, there is a thing uh, about digression. Means you want to give the particular example, but while explaining that example, you may change your topic. Those things you have to avoid. Then moving about too much. Again, keeping an eye on the audience body language. These things you have to observe or do while giving your presentation. Then presentation practicalities. Okay, so most of the time our day-to-day habit is that while giving the presentation we don't have a backup of those things. Means not all students or not all people do these things, but because of some technical problems, or because of something, they forget their main devices. Okay, so for that purpose you should have backup. So what are the practicalities? See, if possible, email files in advance. Okay, then always keep hard copy transparencies. Then always bring a soft copy on disk or pen drive with all fonts and media included. And always rehearse with a presentation computer if possible. Okay, then how to organize your strategies while giving the presentation, because it may be chronological way, or you may organize your presentation in the format of problem cause solution, or uh, in the format of pros and cons, and in the format of sequential. Any strategy you may follow while organizing your presentation. Then the things that you have to remember is that practice, practice and practice. Okay, it is not good thing, or it is not a thing that make you failure, because if you make a practice more, you will get confidence more. Okay, then the tips are given here. Use topics from your own experience. Develop narrative skills. Never speak without purpose. Support your argument with interesting examples, personal anecdotes, and funny facts. If you do these things, your presentation you are going to make effective and spontaneous. Then communicate clearly. So how we can communicate clearly? The points are given here. Project your voice. So see what is given. Speaking a little more loudly than normal feels unusual at first, but your audience won't notice. Okay, means at the initial time your speed of speaking may be less, or you may be speaking more loudly in your normal tone. Sometimes it feels unusual at first for you, but your audience won't notice that. Then they will only notice if you speak softly or not. Then there is no point in giving a presentation that the audience can't understand. So point wise you have to explain the slides. Then finally, the things you should take care, those are: enjoy yourself, be creative, develop your own style, and you will have your own fans. So third point is given here: develop your own style. As I said before, every person has his unique personality. Likewise, every person may have his own style of presentation. Okay, so you will have your own fans if you develop your own style. And lastly, let us see what Bruce Lee has said throughout his experience. See, knowing is not enough, we must apply. Means every person may have some kind of knowledge, but it will not be fruitful as long as you apply that. Then willing is not enough, we must do. Okay, we have our wish, okay, we have our willingness to do the things, it is not sufficient. Actually we must do whatever you have fixed, we must do accordingly. Okay, so these things are related to visual aids that you are going to use your PowerPoint presentation. So I hope this is useful for you. Okay, let us stop here. Thank you.